In '89, John Adams ran against George Washington. He tried again in the next election, Washington still won. In '96, Adams won and Jefferson not quite. Then Adam Burr almost pressed to Jefferson's delight. In '04, Pinckney came in second, Jefferson was first. Tried a second time against Madison, he did worse. DeWitt Clinton fought Madison, but he too felt the sting. In '16, James Monroe won Pres, the loser Rufus King. In '20, Monroe ran and won since he was unopposed. Next, Jackson lost to Adams, Andrews' animosity rose. In '28, they raced again, this time Adams was down. Henry Clay challenged Jackson, next Clay maintained his frown. In '36, Van Buren, Harrison's bubble, he burst. Next election, the same pair ran, but the results were reversed. In '44, it was Polk and Clay. Clay came in second place. Then Lewis Cass lost to Taylor in this presidential race. In politics and sports, it's such a disgrace that we know who came in first but not second place. In '52, Winfield Scott got fewer votes than Franklin Pierce. Buchanan foiled John Fremont's desire to be pressed for years. In '60, Stephen Douglas and Lincoln Smart Abraham won. The next one, George McClellan, could not beat out Abe Lincoln. In '68, Grant could beat Pres, Horatio Seymour could not. Horace Greeley challenged Grant next, but a second term Grant got. Then Hayes beat Sam Tilden, who won the popular vote. In '80, Garfield bested Hancock, an officer of note. '84, Grover Cleveland won, though James Blaine also ran. But Ben Harrison stopped Cleveland's re-election plan. Had to head again in '92, they ran Cleveland ahead. William Jennings Bryan tried, but McKinley won instead. Bryan and McKinley once more, Bryan failed to win the race. In '04, Alton Parker competed, but Ted got first place. Persistent Bryan challenged Taft, this time to no avail. In '12, Wilson and Taft, the runners, Taft the one to fail. In politics and sports, it's such a disgrace that we know who came in first but not second place. In '16, Wilson beat out Charles Hughes for the president slot. James Cox fight for president, but Harding was in the right spot. In '24, Coolidge surpassed John Davis, slipped on the climb. Then Hoover made president, leaving Al Smith hoping next time. In '32, FDR beat Hoover, the Depression's wife. Against FDR, Alf Landon failed but made a good try. Wendell Willkie put on the gloves, FDR knocked him flat. Tom Dewey tried, but in the White House chair, Franklin still sat. In '48, Dewey ran against Truman and lost. Adlai Stevenson raced like, but the finish line last to cross. Adlai tried again in '56, but couldn't beat Ike. Nixon went after JFK, but John's who people liked. LBJ, the incumbent, Goldwater tried and went. In '68, Nixon and Humphrey raced, Nixon president. In '72, George McGovern ran against Nixon, no go. Then Carter and Ford raced to lead the country, Ford was too slow. In politics and sports, it's such a disgrace that we know who came in first but not second place. In '80, Carter's bad economy put Ron in the seat. Walter Mondale tried to push out Reagan but couldn't beat George Bush Sr. against Mike Dukakis. Mike had to give up. In '92, Bill Clinton challenged Bush. Bill won the Gold Cup. In '96, Bob Dole and Clinton squared up. Bob conceded. Then Al Gore took on Bush Jr. Was close but more Al needed. In '04, Bush faced John Kerry, but John was over and done. Then it was Barack Obama and John McCain. Barack won. In '12, Obama's vote count was much higher than Romney's. Next, Hillary faced Trump, seemed hers, but the price not Hillary's. Last, Trump and Biden chose the choice done reevaluates. These were the almost presidents of the United States.